Hi class, my name is Yana Clariodakis. I'm a pre-service student at SBC College of Education. I'm doing this video to talk to you guys about the multi-tiered system that I selected, and it's under the response to intervention support. And this multi-tiered system is called How to Build a Student's Motivation, Trap to Increase Academic Engagement. And this strategy reminded me a lot of Pavlov and Skinner's perspective of positive and negative reinforcement. And it reminded me a lot of that time when I took psychology, and it kind of just reminded me of how you can motivate a student to conquer some of their struggles that they're facing during their educational development, and how you can encourage them and trap them basically into being motivated and take them from being into a scared place into a really positive place through positive reinforcement. So how you would go about motivating the student and basically trapping them into the motivation, it takes 6 steps, which I'm going to review right now. And basically, what an example would be on how you would do this is you would take a student who is struggling after you've already done targeted intervention. So this is after tier 2. So on a tier 3 level where a student needs an individualized, let's say the word individualized, and intensive intervention. So what you would do with this student is you would focus on what they're struggling with. So let's say it's math computation. And after the tier 2, you've done a small group and you taught the group as a whole. Then you focused in on the individual struggles of each student. And let's say you notice a child is still struggling with this. This is where that individual practice will come in. And what you can do here is basically take a child's favorite thing that they like to do, their most highly favored topic, what they're passionate about, what they enjoy to do, and you're going to take that subject and you're going to implement it with the learning of their struggling subject. You're going to connect the two to help the student be more motivated, and also through positive reinforcement, they'll have more of that push and urge to want to learn and want to be more engaged and have more of an urgency and be more eager to want to learn the material that they were once struggling with. So, how you're going to do that is first you're going to choose an academic skill. So the teacher would select a significant academic skill area in which a student is deficient in. And the student will then, that's the motivational trap that you're focusing on. So examples can include spelling, math computation, vocabulary development, reading comprehension, anything of that nature. So like I said, let's focus on math comprehension. Then the next what you would do is identify a target behavior, which is basically you would want to, this is the step that you are identifying the general area. So again, like I said, math computation. So once you've selected that, then you're going to identify a motivator for that student. So let's say it's a young man and he's really interested in baseball and he really loves his baseball cards. So you're going to identify a theme and bring up a theme when it comes to learning about the struggle topic, and you're going to pair it with one of their favorite topics, such as baseball. So you're going to pair math computation with baseball cards. So during this tier, it's called Link the Motivator and the Target Academic Behavior. So basically what you're going to do is take the math computation, you're going to do something like flashcards, and you're going to give that student basically, let's say 20 flashcards. And while they're going through these flashcards with you on the individual level of strategy of help, what you're going to do and support, what you're going to do is you're going to have the child read the cards, let's say 20 cards, and every time the child gets the card or the computation correct, you're going to gratify the student by letting them spend some time to play with their baseball cards. And that's going to help the student be more motivated and more eager to learn the subject. And that's super important for a child's learning development. So moving on to the step 5 of this strategy, which is assess improvement in the student's engagement and target academic behavior. So before a judgment can be made about whether the motivational trap is effective, the teacher must collect data on the academic skill and the student's interest level. While the teacher has wide latitude in determining what kind of data will be collected, that instructor will probably want to know 2 important outcomes. Has the student's rate of academic engagement increased? And is the student's target academic still improving? So those are 2 major questions. You want to know, has the student's rate of academic engagement increased? And has the student's target academic skill improving? So basically the measure of the academic mastery. How much is that student improving? So then you could go through it, and the thing about this is you really have to be engaged and always be ready to make accommodations to that individual student, and which is the 6th step. Basically revise and troubleshoot the intervention. You want to keep the dynamics always changing. You don't want to be too stagnant. You want the teacher wants to monitor the effectiveness of the trap and ready to make revisions and corrections as much as needed. So for example, let's say a student masters a target skill, the teacher will want to replace it with a more ambitious and more difficult academic behavior goal. As a student is able to tolerate 5-minute of tutoring sessions, those sessions may be extended to 10 minutes. Or of a different time of the year, a teacher may update the professional leagues used to motivate a sport-focused student to match real-world sport schedules. So it reminds me so much of Pavlov, positive reinforcement, basically something that you're giving them for succeeding, and you're kind of correlating the 2, basically taking the skill that the student is struggling with, focus in on that skill, and correlate it with something that they like so that they're more motivated, more focused, and then you can track down if the student is improving academically and how much you can measure the academic mastery. So this strategy is very important because it motivates reluctant students to complete schoolwork, which isn't easy, and it's basically a motivational trap. And it helps students so much because it involves something that they're interested in. And when a student is interested in something, it's definitely going to motivate them to want to learn something that they're struggling with. So, like I said, this is a tier 3. When it comes to RTI, this would be a tier 3, intensive individualized intervention. And that is it for the MTSS strategy of support for the RTI. That was mine, which again was building students' motivation through trapping motivation and to increase academic engagement. Thanks so much. My name's Yana Koliardakis again. Hope you guys have a great day.